For years, I have dreamt of opening my own shop, and I'm finally doing it. I have ADHD, so that means my brain is just constantly jammed-packed with ideas and projects I want to do, but it takes a lot to figure out how and where to start. But then there's also the impulsive side of my ADHD that recently took over and said, let's just start making things. So here we are, episode 1 of Shop Diaries, where I document the behind the scenes of building my online store from scratch. Whenever I watch vlogs by other artists, they always start with a really pretty sketch. Unfortunately, that's not what you're going to find here because I am terrible at sketching. If you couldn't tell, this is a keychain and hopefully the end product will look much better than this sketch. Over the last week, I've started making some things, including the first prototypes of this keychain. Today, I would like to sculpt more of these clay houses, add some paint detail to them, maybe glaze if we have the time, but more importantly, I would like to work on the beaded part and assemble everything together to have a clearer picture of the final product. In just 2 weeks, I've managed to clock hours upon hours of polymer clay tutorials in my YouTube history and collected a full box of supplies. The first batch of houses I made varied a bit in size, so I recently got a precision scale to help me stay more consistent. I also learned that cardstock paper is a brilliant surface for working polymer clay, along with some pieces of glass from old picture frames. I'm gonna start my timer and we are starting with conditioning the clay.
Faces just stop and stare, catching no lights. So I hold you close, no matter where you go, through all the rain and
Well,
snow.
obviously you've got a busy day ahead of you, so I'm gonna let you go. Yarn balls. I need to find some yarn balls. Bye.
And I hold on, these threads won't come undone.
Jackson!
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Sleeping with the zucchini. Didn't you tell her I was sleeping with the zucchini?
Sure, I'm having trouble grasping that concept. I do not want you to sleep with the
But
zucchini.
you said it was important.
They are.
And to keep them safe, no matter what it takes. And there's a possibility of a cold front.
I told her about the cold front. That's why you have heaters.
But the heaters could fail. So I'm here to service them.
So technically you're sleeping with the heaters?
Guess so.
But I don't want you to do that either.
It's
Sit down here. It's warm down here. Jackson, I love you. I love that you're doing this, but I also feel like I should call the guys at Butterfly Nest to come get you. And me. And all of us.
Well,
6 years ago, so I hold on, these threads won't come undone. If you hold down, I'll carry you.
So inviting them to stay in the inn is going to do what?
I'm not inviting them to stay in the inn. I'm inviting them to stay in the bungalow 150 feet away from the inn. I'm going to lock those two in a room, and they are either coming out reconciled or in a body bag. And believe you me, I'm fine either way.
Well, look who died and made you hailing mills.
Down in the valley where the roots lay low and the river bends while the water flows, you were laying down with your toes exposed on a rock you found with the morning's warmth. Oh, I'm glad that I found you. Oh, I'm glad that I found you. I'll call you on the boulevard to tell you, love, that I'm not too far from home, where I can hold you in my arms and play you songs on my old guitar. Oh, I'm glad that I found you. Oh, I'm glad that I found you. just need a win. We can go together to the very end. Getting lost with you is time well spent. Ooh, I'm glad that I found you.
It was getting too dark to film, so it's the next day in this gloomy winter. I did, however, spend last night experimenting some more and sculpting new charms. I'm really happy with how this campfire and drippy mug turned out. Let's make some coffee now and clean up so that we can move on to designing the beads of the keychain. Initially, my plan was to paint the round window of the house yellow, but after doing a test piece last night, I'm not so sure anymore. I think I want to see what goes better with the beads and then decide. So, these are my prototype keychains. Remember how I said I was impulsive? I went ahead and made like 10 of each keychain, only to decide days later that I'm not fully happy with them. So today we are going to design something that I am 100% happy with and will not change my mind on. Each of these keychains took me about 15 to 20 minutes, so this does mean I'm doing like 10 hours of work. But I'd rather end up with something that I am proud of.
This time I am pretty sure. Moments passing away I've never seen before. You held me out of the dark. I always wonder if you were left without a mark. Did you ever let go? Did you ever not know? You were never out there alone. Do you think there's a chance for this love to be real? I'll let you take the wheel. From now on.
There are still so many aspects of opening an online store, like building the website, figuring out the logistics, taxes, but I'm happy to finally not be in a state where I'm just feeling stuck and overwhelmed. Taking this first step to actually start making things is really exciting and kind of motivates me to tackle the other not so glamorous stuff. I hope you enjoy this new series, and let's take it one step at a time.
Why are you up so early?
Oh, well, you know me.
I do, so why are you up so early?
I have chores.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's early morning chores.
What's early morning chores?
You know, just milking cows, feeding chickens, slopping pigs.
You have to slop pigs.
Well, they're certainly not going to slop themselves.
You're being evasive.
I'm not being evasive. I'm trying to remain mysterious so you still find me interesting 100 years from now.
Why would you tell me?
Jackson likes Christopher, then maybe they'll like Christopher